What's up, guys? Welcome to Daily Dose of Reddit. This is your host, Zach, and today's subreddit is r/TalesFromRetail.
A ridiculous customer with so many demands. Okay, I used to work at an online e-commerce where customers call you because they want to complain about a specific problem, like lost deliveries, tracking order, etc. I have lots of customer stories, and here is one of the most ridiculous ones I'll ever share. So, one day, it was before Black Friday sale last November, when I received a call from this woman who demanded me to go into her account. So, yeah, I agreed. First demand, remove all the items in her cart. I did. To be honest, she can do it on her own, but for some reason she chose to waste her time calling us. And then she told me to pick up some Oreo Nabisco cookies. She specified which product, so the cost is $11.75 minus tax. When I told her the total, she freaked out. She said,
"Cancel the order. Pick up some cookies for me which cost less than $5.
I replied, less than $5. Got it. But the only thing I can see here are Oreo packs, which are smaller and not Nabisco. She contemplated for a moment, then agreed. The total came in for $4.25 plus tax, which is $11.95. She freaked out once again once I told her the total. For the sake of easy understanding, I'll call demanding customer as demanding customer and me as me.
I told you that my total should be less than $5. Why is it $11.95?
The total of your order comes in as $4.25 plus tax, which costs $11.95.
Your website says free delivery. Why is it that there's tax on my order?
Free delivery is only available for orders $15 and above. As your order is only $4.25, there is tax. She stopped for a moment, then proceeded with the checkout. She has a promo code, and when I entered it, it was expired. I told her that. There was a pause on the line.
Okay, give me a promo code.
Ma'am, as much as I would love to, company policy states that we can't give out promo codes. Promo codes are only issued once per order. At this point, I'm already so annoyed and angry. The call was already around 28 minutes at this point. When I checked her account, there were various complaints. There were her ridiculous demands, which previous representatives gave her promo codes, and there was one e-gift card issued by a supervisor when she demanded it.
Fine, I have here a gift card.
I muted my mic and sighed. Here we go again. So I just agreed. She gave me her gift card number, and when I entered it, it has a zero balance. I told her that her gift card is at 0.
What? There's no way it has a 0 balance.
I'm already clenching my fists in anger, but still, I managed to keep my composure. Please, just check your cards to make sure you're not wasting our time and you're not wasting yours. But this is what I see here on my screen. It has 0 balance. Do you have another alternate mode of payment on this one?
I don't. My debit card only has $5 on it. I want you to remove the delivery fee on it.
I placed her on hold. At this point, I'm so tired of dealing with her. Then after 2 minutes of composing myself, taking in deep breaths, released the hold. In the sweetest customer service voice, I said, "Thank you for patiently waiting in line, ma'am. I'm in your account and there's no option for me to remove the delivery fee. Note, you cannot remove any fees while inside a customer's account when you spoofed it, as I'm in the e-commerce website and not in our system. The customer must first place the order before I can remove the delivery fee."
No. Do something. I really need those cookies. Either you give me a promo code, a gift card, or remove the delivery fee.
Ma'am, do you have any other alternate modes of payment?
No, I only have the gift card and the debit card. The debit card only has $5 and my gift card should have some money left in it. It's impossible to be 0.
At this point, I'm tired and stressed. We have AHT, which means average handle time. My supervisor has been screaming at me to handle my time, but the customer won't let me off the line, so here's what I did. Ma'am, I first have to place your order to remove the delivery fee. I know I cannot place said order because debit card has only $5. I know it's stupid, but that is the only way to end the call.
My debit card is only $5.
I understand, but don't worry. The delivery fee will be removed once we place said order on your debit card.
Okay, fine.
It was a gamble on my part. I know it's stupid, but she totally believed it. Guess what? Debit card is beyond its limit. Payment transaction failed. I apologize, but your payment transaction cannot be processed. Your debit card doesn't have the sufficient funds to place this particular order.
Do something. I need those cookies.
One moment. Look, there's nothing I can do. It's your fault you don't have money, then you call us wasting your time. I just said one moment, then typed something. I just put my mic near the keyboard while I typed to make it sound like I was doing something for her. I wasn't talking, just the sound of my fingers hitting up random letters. I never talked, just typed nonsense, until she just gave up listening to the sounds of my keys.
You know what? Never mind.
She hung up. The call ended at 42 minutes and 1 second. She wasted our time and she wasted hers. It was my worst customer that day. I hate her. Alright guys, this story's called That Time I Didn't Go the Extra Few Thousand Miles for a Customer.
Teal deer at the bottom. Sorry, this turned into an essay. First time posting. I just got a little excited.
During high school and throughout university, I, male, 28, but at the time of the story, about 21, worked part-time at a fruit and vegetable produce store. I'd worked there from the age of 15 and had a very good understanding of all things fruit and vegetable. And after a few years, and when I'd finished high school and started university, looked after the store in the afternoons when the boss went home. The store was in a medium-sized mall shopping center in a pretty affluent area in the suburbs, and the customers were great for the most part. There was, however, a lot of pedantic customers who would demand really good quality local produce, which is what the boss prided himself on stocking where possible. On Thursday nights, we stayed open until 9 p.m. as the shops would close a little later than the 5:30 they normally did. This shift was pretty long, starting at midday and finishing around 9:30ish, but was very quiet from 5 onwards. By 7:30 p.m. or so, we would only ever have 1 or 2 customers in the store at a time. From about 6 p.m. onwards, the other staff would take it in turns to get dinner on a 30-minute break. After everyone else had eaten, I'd get myself something to eat. This was normally around 7:30ish when it was completely dead, and I'd get to enjoy the peace and quiet for 30 minutes before we'd get ready to pack everything up. Some of my best memories at this job were from these Thursday shifts, and this one, whilst not really a highlight, certainly sticks out. For the purposes of this story, me is me, Checkout Girl is one of the checkout girls that was working that shift,
Unreasonable customer.
I had finally made it to my break when it had quieted down and was just sitting down at the back of the store in the office starting to eat. Checkout Girl walks out to the office from the store and says,
Hey, a lady is wondering why we're selling garlic from South America and not local produce from here,
Australia.
Do you know why?
Me, just happy I know exactly why so I can nip this in the bud and carry on eating. Oh yeah, just tell them that there's a couple of months each year that the quality of garlic drops in Australia because it's difficult to grow at some times of the year. We're buying imported stuff that's a bit better than the local garlic, but we'll have the local stuff back soon. At this point, I go back to eating, thinking that's the end of it. Checkout Girl walks back to the office a minute later.
Hey, sorry, but can you come and talk to this lady about the garlic?
Checkout Girl had worked there for a couple of years and was all over any general fruit and vegetable or any checkout related issues. She didn't do any stock ordering or purchasing though, so I initially thought this customer would just want a bit more detail as to when we'd get some local produce, and I was hoping this would be a quick conversation. I walked out from the office and she ushered me to the lady. Me to the lady. Hi, I understand you're wondering about this garlic. We're just in a bit of a glut locally at the moment, so the best stuff we can get is from South America. Unreasonable customer, not skipping a beat.
How do you know that this garlic is okay?
Me, quite calmly. Well, we go to the market every morning and that was the best garlic there. I guarantee you it'll be just as good as the local produce that we normally stock when it's in season. Unreasonable customer fires back immediately, almost cutting me off.
No, I mean, how do you know it's safe to eat?
Me, a little bit thrown. Well, it's passed through customs, which is no mean feat for produce in Australia, by the way, and if they're okay with it, we consider it safe. We've also not had any complaints since we started selling, and we use it in some of our dips and salads we make here with no issues. Unreasonable customer still not content with my response and getting a little cocky.
So you're telling me that you didn't visit the farm it was grown on, and you can't guarantee that it wasn't grown in human feces?
At this point, I was quite stunned and thinking, 1. Who on earth would travel or think it reasonable to travel halfway across the world to visit a farm from which we may buy 10 boxes of garlic from? And 2. Who immediately has concerns that this produce has been grown in human excrement just because it's not grown locally? Granted, I had heard in past years that there had been some apples grown in China that were fertilized with human feces, sold in Australia, and were then recalled after a few people contracted cholera or something similar, but still, that was quite a long bow to draw. So I responded, hoping she leaves it be. No, we didn't visit the farm. That'd be an expensive and time-consuming little trip, so I guess I can't guarantee that. I can pass your concerns to the boss if you'd like, though. He'll be back in the morning. Unreasonable customer developing a menacing scowl.
Please do. I won't be buying this, and I don't believe you should be selling it at all if you haven't looked into this.
Me really hoping to be done with this conversation. Sorry about that. We try to stock all produce so customers still get a choice, but I'll leave a note for the boss regarding your concerns. Unreasonable customer then turned with a huff, proceeded to the checkout to buy the other items in her basket, and then walked out of the store. I could only mouth a dazed, "What is it?" to cashier girl who was quite amused by the conversation she had just heard. I walked out to the back of the store and wrote a note on the whiteboard for the boss, carried on eating, and finished the shift. When I came back the next day for my afternoon shift, the boss asked what the note was about, and I told him what had happened. He smirked and then proceeded to describe the lady perfectly to me, mannerisms and all. Apparently, she often came early in the morning and would grill the other staff with ridiculous questions and bully staff she chose to pick on before he could swoop in and shut her down. He said he has yet to see anyone give her an adequate response to her outrageous queries and was convinced she just liked to start arguments. He said her growing anger throughout the conversation was likely as a result of her not getting a rise out of me, or from me not starting to squirm after being thrown off a bit, and not because she was unhappy with what I said. Thankfully, I never saw her again, and the boss never received any follow-up from her about the garlic.
Howdy y'all, it's a Fix 'em Up Zach here, and well, that garlic issue sounds like something I could fix up real good with a garlic wrench. Yeah.
This story's called That Time We Had to Call the Cops. Hello, I'm gonna call crazy man, and my coworker, my manager. So at the time, I was working in a place that sells undergarments for both men and women. Men's was actually our best-selling department. The most important fact to know in the story is that boxers cost more than boxer briefs. Moving right along, you know how customers just love to pick things up and abandon them in the wrong place? Well, this time that ended up with a butterfly effect in which we needed to call the police and get security escorts to our cars at the end of the night due to an absolutely psychotic man not getting his way. We had both a wall lined with products for men as well as a couple bins in the men's section for excess stock for customers to take what they need. One of these bins contained boxer briefs. I'm sure you all know where this is going. A large red-headed man, like at least 6 foot and like 250 pounds muscular, walks up to coworker's register with a pack of boxers and a pack of socks to get our buy one get one 50% off promotion. This is Crazy Man. Coworker, who's a little old lady by the way, rings up his items and tells him his total. I'm on the register next to her as it was a busy weekend day, so I can hear all of this. Not that I'll need to be that close. Crazy Man starts flipping out.
Why is it so expensive? I didn't pick up anything that expensive.
Well, the socks cost
This much.
and the boxers cost.
This much.
So at the sale, that's what the total comes up to.
No, the boxes cost less than that. I read the sign, they definitely cost less.
Would you mind showing me where you picked these up, sir?
Crazy Man brings her over to the boxer brief bin,
I'm sorry, sir. Looks like another customer put these in the wrong spot.
pointing to where the boxers are on the wall.
They're actually...
This much. My manager was in the men's section and stopped what she was doing to listen in.
Well, you had them in the wrong place, so you have to honor that price.
Sir, I don't have control of where other customers leave things. There are no other boxes in this bin. They cost...
This much.
If it was an error on our part, I would honor it, but it isn't.
You need to honor the price.
No, sir. I can remove the item if you aren't interested.
Are you stupid? You need to do what I said.
Manager intervenes.
Excuse me, sir, what seems to be the problem?
I found boxers here in this bin, and your employee won't honor the price.
I'm sorry, sir. It looks like a customer put them there. We cannot give you the boxers for the price of the boxer briefs.
I have never been in a store that treats customers like this. You need to give me them at that price because that's where I found them.
Sir, I do not have the authority to change the prices.
At this point, literally the entire store has stopped and is staring at a distance at this enraged linebacker of a man screaming.
Yes, you do! You can change the price. Do it now!
I can't do that, sir.
I ought to punch you in your smart mouth.
Sir, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
No, you're gonna give me my boxers
He has his finger in her face.
at the lower price, not your ripoff price.
At this point, I left to call security, and apparently a couple of people had called the police after the man had threatened my manager. He's still screaming, but I can't tell what he's saying. The police department is only a few minutes down the street from the store, so by the time I was finished with security, the police were in the store and escorting the man who was still raging out. Security arrived maybe 5 minutes later and ended up escorting me and my manager to our cars after closing later, as people reported that he was threatening us all. In case you were wondering, this was all over $2.50. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell to never miss an episode.